Question number 9, optimization. It says a wire which is 12 meters long is cut into 2 pieces. One part is bent. It's bent to form an equilateral triangle, and the other a square. A side of a triangle has a length of 2x meters. One side of a triangle. Remember, it's an equilateral triangle. All right. So, if we're drawing a picture, we could say, okay, this is the wire, this is the length. Let's say start from point P. That wire ends there by point Q. Now the length has been given to us as 12 meters. All right, so we're gonna chop that into two pieces. Let's make one gray, and then let's make the other piece to be yellow. All right. So we know the green plus the yellow should give me 12. Now let's say the yellow is the one that forms triangle with length 2x. So that means if you take yellow and construct an equilateral triangle, you would have 2x here, and then you'll have 2x here, you'll have 2x there, because it's equilateral triangle. The other one, we know it's forming a square. We know that. Did they say a square or just, yeah, a square? All right, the other one is forming a square. All right, square, all sides are equal. You also know that. Equilateral, all sides are equal. So, starting with an equilateral, let's add all the length. All the length around it is 2x plus 2x plus, which is 6x. So if I go back to this part, let's just say from here, this yellow part that I'm marking there, it's actually 6x. That is going to tell me the remaining portion. The remaining portion should be the whole thing, 12 minus 6x. So this one will be 12 minus 6x. So that means that is the length of the green, will be 12 minus 6x. Is it making sense to you? Is it logic enough? All right, if it's gonna form a square, remember a square, that's 12 minus 6x. A square, it has 4 equal sides. The 12 minus 6x must be divided by 4. So that means I can put 4 here, I can put 4 there to divide that. So that I've got 3 minus, I believe it will be 3 halves. Let's just check. Well, 12 divided by the 4, it's that. And then 6 divided by the 4, 3 over the 2. That's it. You can do that, or you can divide the whole thing like that. You make it all over the wall. So that will be the side of each, the side of the of the square, one of the side. That's all it will be. That's it. Now the first question says, write down the length of a side of a square in terms of x. Yeah, we already got them figured out before they can even think anything. In terms of x, so that means it's gonna be 12 minus 6x all over the 4. Or you could write it as 4x, as 4 minus 3 over 2x, or 1.5, doesn't matter. It has an x, so far so good. All right, now let's go to 9.2. 9.2 says if this square, we're talking about the square, still on the square, if this square is now used as the base of a rectangular prism with a height of 4x. All right, I want to know what is that height. That is the height in the middle, 4x. Determine the maximum volume of the rectangular prism. Well, they should have told me that, because what I'm after, they must tell me the face, those rectangular, the triangular path will be this one, yellow ones. But they're not telling me these guys. All right, let's see if we can place a picture here. All right, so there is the rectangular prism. Now, remember, we know the sides are given by 4 minus, that is 1.5x. All right, so it means in my case, where I'm gonna put them, I will put red lines there. The red lines, that is for the square. So the length of one of them, like we said, it's gonna be 4 minus, I'll keep it as 3 over the 2x. Good. Then for the other one they forgot to mention, the triangle, which is these blue lines here. The blue lines, no, something is fishy. Triangle. So that means it's not that. Yeah, that means this is not the thing. It is not that, because remember, this triangle, all sides are equal. They told me it's an did they say equilateral? Yeah, there. Let's underscore that. They told me it's an equilateral triangle, and then this one told me it's a square. So we're still dealing with the square, but on that square we're dealing with the rectangular prism. Okay, and then the base, and then they just told me if this square is used as the base, you see, so if the base is a square, so because the blue line would have been 2x, and also the red was supposed to be 2x if we're using that here. No, we were not, so we can't. Now they gave me the height. They said the height of the prism is 4x. The height start from at the middle, at the center. Let me try to make it dotted line. It must start at the center, right at the center, all the way up to the top. It normally does that. If I were to draw a line this way, perpendicular, that will make sense to you. And let me draw another one, a dotted yellow line there. Right, so there we go. So here it's basically 90 here. All right, so the height we're talking about is that line behind that. They told me it's 4x. So I'm gonna go right next to that line and say 4x. There we go. All right, so normally when you're doing the volume of a prism, so the volume is normally a third, and then you times by the area of the base. Area of the base. That means the area of a square. So it's going to be 4 minus 3 over 2 x. Well, we need to write that twice because it's length times the breadth. All right, there we go. And then x, and then we need to times the whole thing by 4x. By 4x, let me parenthesize that. So that becomes the equation of the volume. So like I said, like in the previous one, we needed to find the equation of volume first, and then we can derive, because they are asking me to determine the maximum. We have to find the maximum volume. All right, but it says determine the maximum volume of the prism, 7 marks. All right, so I need to simplify this so that I can derive that equation. So I'm gonna take this over to the other side, and let's place it right here. Might not be able to see that. You can see that equation. So the equation, when I simplify it, is V equals to, well, first I'm gonna work with the brackets. So a third and 4x, I'm bringing them together. So that will be 4/3 and then x, and then into, when I deal with this one, well, the 4 times the 4, then we get a 16. And then 4 must times negative 3 over the 2. So negative 3 over the 2 must multiply the 4. Once we get that answer, we double it. We get a negative 12x. So it's going to be negative 12x. Then plus negative 3 over the 2x times negative 3 over the 2x is going to be positive 9 for the x squared. Then we close the parentheses. All right, so we're not done yet. Let's simplify the volume. So the volume will be, now I must multiply inside. So that means I need 4/3, 4 over the 3. I'm gonna make equal sign. I'm gonna store that in alphabet A so that I can move chop. Then I'm gonna say recall, oops, sorry, not about that. I'll say recall A. There it is, then times the 16. All right, I've got 64 over the 3. It must say X because it's the yellow. Then I will recall the A times by the 12, negative 12. Let's see what I got. Then I get negative 16x squared. Then I need to recall the A times by 9 for the. So it's gonna be plus 3x cubed. Now we have the equation of the volume. There we go. But we need to derive that because they requested maximum value. So I'm gonna write for volume max, for maximum volume, let the derivative, let V prime equals to 0. We need to derive that. All right, when we derive that, I have 64 over the 3 minus, I think that one will be 32 x, and then that one will be plus then 9 x squared. All of that should be equals to 0. Wow, what an equation. So I'm going to multiply everything by 3. I'm going to start with the 9 squared. 9 times 3 is 27. So the equation is basically 27 x to the 3 minus, I'm going to take 32 times that by 3. So minus 96. Then plus 60. Minus 96x plus 64. So all of that equals to 0. Well, when I'm looking at these marks, they're like 7. I'm like, no ways. You're robbing me. I'm working a lot here. Maybe it is. Then all I need to do is to find the x value for this thing. That will give me 0. Let's pray we didn't make any glitches. So I'm gonna go mode, I go table, I type 27 alphabet x raised to the 3rd power, then minus 96 alphabet x raised to the power of 2 plus 64. I wonder if he was in Kesha, how would he get this? 0, then I need to start by negative 60. Can you say I wrote this one cubed? It should be squared there. Sorry about that, yeah. Let's change that one. It should be squared, meaning you can use parabola. Okay, negative 65, anyway, it's fine. Let's see, we might get something maybe. I'm trying to see the middle section. If I don't, I'm just jumping to the quadratic formula very chop. Very quick. I know the numbers that are going down. Wow, it went minus 5. I don't see anything. Okay, fine. I'm not even gonna waste time. Oh, wait a minute, what did I do there? Oh, it's because I did it as cube. Then let me back off now. Let me back off. Yeah, I need to back off from that equation. You say I wrote the wrong thing. Sorry, I must be forgiven here. Backspace, power of 2. Yeah. Yeah, I need to fix it. I didn't fix the whole thing. Okay, let's see. Yeah, equals to. Okay, let's see. We might win. Let's just see. If there isn't a specific number, of course, it's a quadratic equation. You have no other choice. I would have gone quadratic in an exam myself, because quadratic, you are not playing any minimum anymore. It just give you straight the answer. So let's rather go there. All right, so mode normal. All right, so with the quadratic, it's a division. I've got negative b. B is negative 96. Close the parenthesis. Start with a positive. Square root of 90. Back off a little bit. Square root of open bracket negative 96. Close squared. Minus 4 into a 827. Close bracket into 64. Close bracket all over 2 into 27. That's what I'm saying. How come is that much? Wow. Oh, the answer there. We had 8 over the 3. So that means one of them, x equals to 8 over the 3. If we're factorizing, I'll bring the 3 over first. I'll make it as 3x and then minus the 8. It would have been like that. Then to get the other part, it's very easy. I would have taken 27 divided by 3. It looks like it's a 9. Then I would have taken 64 divided by 8. It looks like 8 again. So it will be minus the 8 equals to 0. So it looks like I was going to get x equals to 8 over the 9. But let's just check. Let's just go back there and check it. Just change the sign. But it should be minus here. Yeah, there it is, 8 over 9. All right, so here's the question. Remember they said to you, you are to determine the maximum volume. It means, I'll show you a quicker way. It means take these two x values, the one in a green box and the one in the blue box. One of the x value will give you maximum, the other one will give you minimum. We good, right?
Yeah.
How will you do that? One way is to take the blue, substitute it into the yellow, and also take the green, substitute into the yellow. Whichever gives you the bigger number, that will be maximum, the bigger number. Remember, between the two x values, the x that is big does not necessarily give you bigger values like a maximum. No. A smaller x value can give you maximum. A bigger x value can give you minimum because you have to double check it into the equation. Another way to figure out which one will give me maximum between blue and green is to do second derivation. When you derive for the second time, when you substitute one of the numbers, it must give you minus for the maximum. Let me demonstrate that. Because this one is our first derivation. So let's derive, let's do second derivative. So v prime prime, remember v prime prime, I'm now doing the equation of, I'm moving from cube parabola, I'm going to straight line. So I'm looking at the one right at the top here, the white one. So that term goes, so I'm left with negative 32 and then plus 18x. There we go. So if I substitute here into the pink, blue or green, The one that gives a negative answer for the pink, it's for the maximum. Why? Because remember, negative for the parabola, it's actually a sad face. And a sad face has a highest maximum turning point. That's what we're dealing with. Are we good? Yeah. So watch now. I've got negative 32 plus 18. If I get positive, then I know the answer should be the other one. Let's use 8 over the 3. 8 over the 3. And let's see what that gives me. That gives me positive. So that means the blue is for the minimum. This blue will give me minimum without substituting. The green is automatically a maximum. That means the green will surely give you a negative. Check when I go back into that bracket. You check. You check what's happening. I'm going to have 8 over the 9. It should give you a minus no matter what. Is it? Negative. That one gives maximum. So that means I need to substitute it there because they're asking me for the maximum volume. So I need to substitute it into the yellow. Then I can now write here, therefore, the maximum. They didn't ask me for X value that gives maximum only. They say I must go ahead and work out the maximum volume. That means now I need to insert 8 over the 9. That's what I was saying. No. This question is the max. No. They're not giving you enough marks. There was some work that needed to be done. And then here it will be plus 3. And then into 8 over 9 close to the power of 3. All right, for me to move faster, I will take 8 divided by the 3. I'm going to store that in alphabet A. So first question, I've got 64 all over the 3, and then times by recalling alphabet A. Then minus the 16 into recall alphabet A, then you square that. Then plus the 3. Open the parentheses, recall alphabet A, and raise it to the power of 3. There it is. So that means maximum volume would be 8,43. Now let's see how they're measuring this. It was in meters. So it's going to be m cubed. That's it. So that's why I'm saying, no, it can't. 7 marks, no ways. At least 9 marks. Wow, because check, you had to work out all of that. Well, anyway, these guys are stingy guys. Let's leave them alone.